Okay, finally a little break from boring organizing videos. I was able to do a few little oddball things to the mill today. One of which was... Oh, come on, stop glaring. There we go. One of which was installing an on-off switch for it. So finally I have a semi-permanent have it semi-permanently wired in. Fortunately, it appears to even be going in the correct direction, at least as far as the shaper slaughter ram is concerned. Much to my amazement, this thing is actually an FPE motor starter, which, if anybody knows much about electrical stuff, FPE is a brand you just don't want to have as a main surface panel on your house. But it's actually got a overload heater in it and the whole 9 yards. So, but granted, it's the wrong size, and I doubt I can find a suitable replacement. But at any rate, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, so one of the things that I kind of wondered about last night, or this morning, I can't remember, the days kind of all blend together anymore. If I were going to design this machine, one of the things that I would build into it is I would put the center line of the mill on exactly the same center line as the slaughter. Now, granted, I don't know if I have this. I think they actually call it a clapper on this thing. I don't know if I have this clocked correctly, but with a crude visual inspection using this lathe tool bit, it looks like that may in fact be the case. So one of the things that I might have to start thinking about in the future is sequential operations on this machine. Drilling or milling something and then sliding it over and slotting out square corners or other oddball shapes that just happen to be right on center with, you know, the mill spindle. But we'll see. It's going to take me quite a while to figure out exactly how best to use this machine. Let's see here. Oh, one of the other things I did. Oh, and the workbench is still spotless. I actually picked up my tools after I got done today. So one of the things I did is I tightened up the gib on the Z-axis a little bit. I wanted to take some of the play out of it. Go away, bud. I wanted to take some of the play out of it because I wanted to, hopefully in the next couple days, I want to start doing a little bit of slotting. And I have kind of an unusual sort of idea that I'm going to try out. Kind of decided to call it my brute force broaching. And I'll explain it in the video a little bit. It's a crude idea, something that is just kind of a fly by the seat of your pants, do something that possibly could be done in a pinch. But anyways, I went through and started lubricating a little bit more aggressively on the X and Y, the angle gears for the knee elevation. And one of the things that's a little disconcerting is that it's kind of spitting out some yucky crud after lubricating it and getting it freed up. So maybe not too far in the future, I might have to fully disassemble the table and the saddle and whatnot and clean it up properly, because there might be some gunk in there that I need to get out before it causes any more wear. And it's already got some yucky scratches, so I don't want to let it get too much worse. But I mean, what can I say for a machine of this age? It's not like I can complain. One of the other things I thought about doing in the future for the, I don't know, 2 or 3 other people that might ever actually have one of these machines in the future is doing a video about lubrication points, because it's one of those things where there's just not any information out there that I can find anyways, and they're hidden in obscure oddball locations. Like, I just found this one earlier tonight for the pivot point, the eccentric pivot point for the slaughter ram. And, you know, between that and the oddball location of the lube points for the table. So, we'll see. I'll have to, you know, get myself familiarized with this machine a lot better before I can even think about getting into a topic like that. But hopefully, after I'm dead and gone, there'll be a few people out there that still love these machines. I got, I spent a little bit of time trying to sort out what it needs as far as shimming on this side. I've got the rock arrested, but I definitely need to get some more material up underneath this entire edge and some at this back corner. It's got a little bit of a slope to it, so I need to spend some time with that at some point in the future. You can see the oil is kind of pooling up over here on this particular corner, so definitely need to get into that. Oh, and one other thing that didn't dawn on me until just, I guess it was last night. Since this thing has X and Y power feed capabilities, it also has the means to disengage the power feed. And this is one of the rollers that does it. It doesn't have it on the other side, but it never dawned on me that it was capable of tripping these lugs on the outboard sides of the handle. Since it was missing from the previous mill, it didn't occur to me. And I've since seen it on other old mechanically driven movements on, you know, like K&T, old K&Ts and Cincinnati mills and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense because they have some of the old ones have a similar mechanical drive situation like this going on. So let's see what else we got here. I think the one other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this gearbox off, since that is for the rotary table that these things can be accessorized with. Not that I'll discard it or anything crazy like that, but there's just no reason to have it on there for nothing if it's not running anything. Just got that shaft kind of flopping in the breeze on the back side there. And the other thing I got to figure out is, do I want a big shaper vise of this size? I mean, this thing is just massive. I think, if I remember right, I think this one is a 12-inch and my other one is a 10-inch. So I'll have to put a little bit of thought into that, because I definitely won't sell that when I go to sell that mill. And I think the last thing was, I was putting some thought into paint colors for this thing. From what I can tell, these machines might just be old enough that black may have been factory original coloring. So I've kind of scraped a little bit on this one to, you know, try and get some clues. And it does in fact look like the lowest layer of paint is probably some yucky, crummy black. I know it's kind of silly to get hung up on trying to get a period correct paint scheme for the thing, but I don't know, it's just one of those things I'd like to do, but I mean, the idea of black just kind of makes me want to gag, so I'll probably, give it some highlights or something. Well, probably more accurately have a friend give it some highlights, some red or something on the lettering, and something like that. Give it some pinstripes, I guess you could say. So anyways, I can't think of anything else that I've got to say right off the bat tonight. So I will let you guys go back to what you were doing before I so rudely interrupted you.